So let me ask you this. What do you do when life just uh, throws something completely unexpected at you, something that feels insurmountable?
Yeah, like when everything you thought was stable just crumbles.
Exactly. How do you find a way forward? And, well, what if the answer comes from somewhere totally unexpected? Maybe even, learning a language.
It sounds unlikely, but sometimes that's exactly what happens.
Today on the Deep Dive, we're going into this really extraordinary story. It's about Ameera, a woman from a small town in Pakistan.
How learning English didn't just change her life, it created this incredible ripple effect.
Right. Our mission here is to unpack her story. It comes from this narrative called Her Words, Her Wings, the English that saved us.
Mhm.
We'll dig into the surprising moments, the turning points where English became this powerful tool for resilience, for earning money, for building a whole community.
It's amazing how a personal struggle just unlocked so much hope and change, real agency from an unexpected place.
Okay, let's set the scene. We start in Multan, small town. Amira's life is simple, pretty content. She's got her husband, Hassan. He's a mechanic.
And their daughter, Zoya, 10 years old, dreaming of being a doctor.
They weren't rich, but, they felt they had enough. A life was about the everyday things, cooking, cleaning, helping Zoya with homework. Sounds peaceful, right?
It does, but it also highlights how fragile that enough can be, especially when you're relying on, say, one person's income.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, this awful motorbike accident. Hassan was paralyzed from the waist down. Suddenly, everything shattered.
A hospital bill started piling up, their savings gone, just debt mounting.
It really shows how vulnerable households can be without sort of diverse skills or income streams.
And the emotional side. Wow. The story paints this picture of Zoya just quietly putting her books away. She knew instantly her dream might be over.
Heartbreaking, and Hassan feeling like he'd failed them, just whispering apologies.
But maybe the toughest part for Ameera, her in-laws. They lived with them, and the blame started immediately.
Oh, that's rough.
Her mother-in-law saying things like, "You must have done something wrong. Look at this house, ruined."
Wow.
And the brother-in-law suggesting they pull Zoya from school. Why waste money on a girl? Get her married. That kind of thing.
That societal pressure on top of everything else, it's intense. How does she even cope with that?
The narrative says she just ignored them,
Mm.
which tells you something about her, right? Maybe sheer desperation just kicked in.
Absolutely. It's like that criticism, instead of crushing her, actually fueled her resolve. It became this external pressure that somehow solidified her own determination.
Her immediate reaction was, okay, find more work, more cleaning jobs.
Right. And that led her to Madame Rachel's place, an expat home. Rachel was an English teacher.
And that's where she overheard it, this snippet of conversation. Rachel's husband saying, "We need someone for customer emails. Basic English, remote work."
It must have been like a light bulb moment.
Totally. Even though she'd barely passed grade 5, she heard English and remote work
Yeah.
and saw opportunity. A lifeline.
It's that aha moment, isn't it? Remote work was key. She could earn money without leaving home, bypassing all those traditional barriers women face there.
Mobility issues, societal expectations.
Exactly. English wasn't just a language. It was the key to digital access, to some financial independence.
So her first steps were really quite remarkable and secret. That night, she found an old phone Rachel had donated, tried the internet, found it overwhelming. So she pivots, buys a used English grammar book. In her 30s, she's tracing ABC again, like a child, hiding it all,
Waking up early, studying while cooking, cleaning, snatching moments whenever she could.
writing words in notebooks, all while the in-laws are mocking her, planning to be a teacher now, learn to cook first.
But she kept going. It really shows how much you can achieve with just basic tools and intense motivation, doesn't it? Even outside formal schooling.
And someone noticed,
Yeah.
Rachel, the expat teacher. She saw Ameera muttering English phrases while dusting.
And offered to help. That's huge.
Became this daily thing. 10 minutes of hope, Rachel called it. Teaching basic sentences, pronunciation, pointing her to apps like Duolingo, simple YouTube stuff.
Consistent, small steps. And look how quickly it paid off.
Yeah, after just 3 months, she could introduce herself, write basic emails, understand simple conversations. Pretty amazing progress.
Which gave her the confidence to start looking for that remote work.
The job hunt.
Yeah.
Not easy. She applied for an online virtual assistant role. Rejected?
Okay.
Applied again. Rejected 6 times.
Wow, 6 rejections. That takes persistence.
But the 7th time, she got a yes.
That must have felt incredible. The first real validation.
Her first task,
Mm-hmm.
just responding to customer messages,
Yeah.
simple English. She was nervous, made mistakes, cried even, but she did it.
And the impact, that first salary.
RS 10,000, not a fortune globally, but for them, it meant everything.
Right. What did she use it for?
Immediately bought Zoya school books, got Hassan a wheelchair, started paying down the debt.
So you see that direct link. Learning
That's right.
leads to earning leads to tangible improvements right away.
Absolutely. And as things slowly got a bit more stable, her confidence just grew and grew.
Oh.
She started speaking English daily with Zoya. Zoya loved it, became her practice partner.
Turning chores into learning time, like practicing pronunciation while cooking. Smart.
The in-laws kept mocking, but it seems like their words just didn't land anymore. She was building something.
And it showed. She got promoted, right, after taking an online course.
Yeah, an online communication skills course. Her pay jumped to ours $30,000 a month.
3 times her starting salary. And more than Hassan had ever earned. That's a huge shift.
And this is where it gets really interesting. She didn't just keep it to herself.
No, this is where the community impact starts. She decided to teach others.
5 women from her neighborhood, how to write emails, called them the English Sisters.
It's like a little social enterprise popping up organically, sharing knowledge, lifting others up. Her success started spreading out immediately.
Then her mentor, Rachel, invites her to speak at a women's conference in Lahore.
Whoa. Big step from secret studying to a conference stage.
Ameera panicked. Me, on a stage, in English. Practiced like crazy for 2 weeks. Memorized everything.
I bet she was terrified. The night before, just crying silently.
Imagine standing up there. The cultural expectations, the personal fear of speaking a new language publicly.
It must have been immense. But she did it. Stood there in her plain shalwar kameez, hands shaking,
Saw Zoya in the crowd, eyes shining with pride. Took a breath.
and just spoke from the heart.
Yeah.
Raw, emotional.
She talked about being scared, not knowing English, people telling her she was nothing, but needing to save her family.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, but English gave me a new life. I learned to speak. I learned to work. I learned to believe.
Powerful.
And the kicker, I did not learn English to look modern. I learned it so my husband could walk again, so my daughter could dream, and so I could find my voice.
Wow. You can just picture the reaction. Tears, applause.
Yeah, the audience was deeply moved. Her honesty just cut through everything.
That authenticity, that vulnerability, it's often more powerful than perfect delivery.
And after that speech, things just exploded, didn't they?
Completely. Women rushed up to her. Teach us, help us too.
She went home that night, not just Ameera the wife and mother, but Ameera the teacher, the leader.
So she started English for Hope right there in her living room.
Yeah, and her own family. Things were changing there too.
Hassan started therapy, right, and began to stand again with her support.
Yes, and Zoya won a science scholarship. Her dream was back on.
Incredible. And the in-laws.
Total shift. The mockery stopped. They started showing respect. Even served tea during her classes. Her brother-in-law asked her to teach his daughter English.
See, tangible success. It can change even deeply ingrained attitudes.
Her public profile just kept growing. A school asked her to speak to low-income girls.
So they could see what's possible.
She told them, you don't need perfect English. You need courage. Learn a word a day. Practice. Believe.
Simple, powerful advice.
Then a local journalist interviewed her. Story went viral. She ended up on a morning TV show,
And told everyone, if I can do it, anyone can.
which led to even wider reach.
Definitely. She launched a YouTube channel with Zoya helping out, shirk lessons, motivational talks, Urdu, and English.
And a response.
Huge. Over 100,000 subscribers within a year. Women from all over Pakistan writing to her, housewives, students, widows, saying she gave them hope.
Wow. And she didn't stop there.
No, she trained 10 other women to become tutors, created free materials, ran free classes, translated job forms, scaling the impact.
Zoya started helping train too, right? Called her Mama, you're a legend.
Ha ha ha, yeah. Great moment. It shows that multi-generational impact and how digital tools helped spread it all.
And the personal recognition kept coming too. Hassan's birthday message to her.
What'd you say?
He could walk with support by then. He held her hand and said, you didn't just save our family, you saved yourself.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Really captures the internal transformation, too.
Then she received the Beacon of Hope Award in Islamabad, national recognition. Holding that plaque, she thought back.
To tracing that first letter A.
Exactly. With trembling fingers. Full circle.
And she's still going, isn't she? The journey hasn't stopped.
Not at all. She built the Dream Room, a community library. Books, computers, Wi-Fi, teaching digital literacy to girls who'd never used a computer.
Working with NGOs now, speaking at conferences, developing an app.
Yeah, or at Learns, Woman Learns, recording podcasts, educational stuff.
But still living her daily life, cooking, cleaning.
Yep, but now often with earbuds in, always learning.
It's a continuous journey, lifelong learning in action.
Wow, what an incredible story we've just walked through. From that initial place of, well, utter desperation.
To becoming this figure of hope, a leader impacting so many lives.
It really drives home that this isn't just about, learning grammar or vocabulary.
No, it's about agency. Finding power and knowledge, whatever your starting point, whatever the obstacles.
It's about how one person's courage, just the courage to learn something new, can spark a whole movement.
Yeah, transforming lives, transforming communities, and highlighting how vital skills like communication really are for opening doors.
Ameera's story really makes you think, doesn't it?
Mm.
Sometimes the biggest changes don't come from huge plans or lots of money.
Mm.
Sometimes it's just the courage to learn one new thing, one new word. And believing you can say it loud enough to change your whole world,